Hi folks, and welcome to this week's Skippy track guide at the wonderful Suzuka circuit. Really do enjoy going around here. It's quite a fun circuit. Got some lovely S's as you go up the hill. Got a hairpin, which I don't like because I don't like hairpins. And turn one is always quite fun in a car that doesn't have any downforce or power. So yeah, pretty slippery. Otherwise, let's get on with the lap. So we are 2:23.899. That was one of my best laps. We did nip into the 23s a few times, but mainly mid to low 24s was my sort of average going. Track info for you guys is usage is about 36% and track temperature is 68 Fahrenheit. Otherwise, guys, if you did find this useful, let us know in the description of how you're getting along this week on the wonderful Suzuka circuit. And as always, at the end of the video, there'll be a full paste, a cockpit cam and chase cam, just so you can see my lines at full speed. Otherwise, without further ado, let's crack on. Right then, start finish straight just went past us, and it's a hell of a long straight down to turn one. Slipstream is going to be the order of the day around here, although I wouldn't recommend going too wide into turn 1 and 2. Anywho, we are hunting for the service road on the left hand side. Just before it, or just at it, we're starting to point the car at the apex at turn 1, then braking when the car's in a straight line towards the apex, down to 4th, and all I'm doing here is balancing the throttle and brake to get the car rotated, stop it spinning out, come nicely onto the outside curb here, and then cutting back into turn 2. Particularly here, watch my throttle, dip up and down, bit of brake, just to keep the nose of the Skippy, trying to get it back into this late apex for a good exit. Once I know I'm going to get a good exit, 100% throttle, full beans, try and maximize all the track limits here, right out on the green AstroTurf, basically trying to maximize the straight line speed of the poor little Skippy. The beginning of the S's, this is turn 3 to basically turn 7, and turn 7 is the important one. So we're compromising corners while trying to maintain a good speed through it. So turn 3 is flat out, bit of curb, don't worry about it too much. Mid-track, we want to brake, and this is where we're down to third. Third gear is where we stay for a long time now. Bit of curve again, and kind of you want to stay mid-track or to the opposite side of where the corner's going. So you can see I'm mid-track, but I'm pointing to the right, and then I'm turning it over to the left. This second one of turn 5, you can take a bit more curve if you wish. I wouldn't get on the green AstroTurf, there's a little bit of a bump, but get up nice and high, mid to late apex again, because it really opens up turn 6. Turn 6 is the tightest one, and you need to keep another late apex and try and keep as right as you can to try and open up turn 7 that immediately pops onto you. So you can see here I'm really balancing the throttle, trying to keep the nose of the Skippy in as tight as I can. Right about this point, I do allow it to drift out ever so slightly back on 100% throttle, because I want to be mid-track at this point, and then we're bringing it over to the right hand side to then turn it back left. Really nice string of corners when you get it right. When you get it wrong, it's a real pain in the rear end and you lose a bag of time. Turn 7, once we're full throttle through it, we should be absolute hunky-dory. Try and avoid the curb on the inside. It's a little bit bumpy. And this curb out here, I stay away from it because it ends very abruptly. And then we've got gravel and grass, and we want to stay away from that. Coming into turn 8 and 9 now. Turn 8 is actually quite deceptive. We can take a fair amount of speed through it. We're hunting for the 50 board, and just before it we start turning the car. Double brakes just to get the car rotated, kick out the rear end a little bit. Take a good bit of curb. The Skippy can handle it, but don't run too far wide. The Skippy will bottom out here, so trying to avoid the green Astro. As the dirt starts a couple of car lengths away from that, we're braking down to third. Now this has a horrible off on the left hand side here on corner exit, which is horrible. Take more curve than that on the apex. The Skippy can handle it, but this, I swear, that should have been an off track. I don't know how. I wonder if the actual off track is a bit later on the curb, but it was a illegal lap, so let's crack on with it. Bit of a fast forwarding now because we're coming to the favourite corner of mine, the hairpin. This little kink is flat out, don't worry about it. And then as we're coming around, we are spotting for the lamppost here on the right hand side. Just so we get a car length away from it, we are standing on the brakes all the way down into first gear. And there's kind of a couple of lines through here. I like to get a mid to late apex, or in this standard, not an apex at all, mid-track. try and maximize our apex speed as much as we can. I would have liked to been a bit close to the curb in there because it is slightly cambered, helps with rotation. Bit of curb on the exit, not an issue here, but basically get on full power as soon as we can. Right, massive long curves now of 12. This is all one corner. It feels like it lasts about a year, but basically we're doing the typical thing in one of these things: minimize steering angle, trying to maximize straight lane speed of the Skippy. Slipstream will be a big thing down here. You'll definitely have opportunities to take it into 13. We're looking for the service road of turn 13, and we're dabbing on the brakes down to 4th, turning in quite early because we do drop away quite heavily. And you want a bit of curb on the inside, but it can settle, I'll speak in a minute, unsettle the car. And what we're trying to focus is the exit curb. We're going to have another dab of brakes, and then we're going to turn it in for the second part of 13. This is all one corner for some reason, but this is the most important one because this will be the massive long straight. So good exit here is paramount, and basically want to use all of the curbing on the exit here. Good straight line speed is definitely needed, and this will be one of the favorite slipstream opportunities because 130R is coming up, and it's quite a decent corner, put it that way. It's it can be flat out in a lot of cars, and it is slightly in this, but not to the extent that we want to go too wide through it. So if you get the pass done before, brilliant. Otherwise, focus it on after. 130R, as we're approaching it, you're hunting for the marker boards, and we're hunting for the 51. Just before it, we are turning the car in. Slight confidence lift. I wasn't able to take it flat out. You can take a bit of curb, but be careful of the snap oversteer that we do experience just here. Use all of the exit road here and a little bit of curb if you need to, but be very careful with that. AstroTurf is very, very slippery, so be warned about that one. This will be your best opportunity to overtake here. Is a slow corner onto a straight, but bear in mind, if it's another straight, they'll probably just slipstream past you. 100-meter board, that's when we're starting to stand on the brakes and all the way down into first gear. Nice and easy. This is a chicane, so you want a very good exit because we're coming up to the start-finish line now. Take bags and bags of this curb. We can really attack it. Now I do a little cheeky change up here, change up into second as the car's rotating, just to let the front dig in a little bit because we're not pushing on throttle. For some reason my clutch comes on again, no idea why. Use the AstroTurf on the exit. It really helps you out, avoiding putting unnecessary angle through the car, and then basically floor it to the line. So that is that. This will be another slipstream down here. You can see how long it is, so defending will be an issue. We cross a line with a screenshot of the lap time just down at the bottom of a 2:23.899. I'm sure there is a bit faster laps out there, but I really wanted to try and show you the smoothest line that I could. Otherwise, guys, the full speed laps are to follow. Let us know in the descriptions how you get along, whether you like it. I definitely preferred this to last week's track, so fingers crossed we'll have a good race here. Otherwise, guys, catch you on the next one.